Conflict. Oh my God. Okay, so everyone deals with conflict, right? We can't get around it. It's one of those things that that shows up in life all the time. Listen, I used to try to avoid conflict because I felt like it was always going to end in a toxic way. Toxic meaning somebody's hurt, someone's ran over, etc., etc., etc. Here's what I want you to do for toxicity in your relationships from now on. Number one, I want you to be quiet. That's going to take a lot. That's going to take a lot. But see, what you don't realize is when you allow toxicity to flow, its outlet starts in your thoughts. It germinates here. Its outlet is on the tongue. The power of the tongue has life and death in it. So the first thing you need to do is allow the cat to get your tongue and just be quiet. Stop. I promise you, nothing good you can say is going to come out of your mouth if you haven't first trained your mind. Mm, mm, mm. So how do you train your mind? Well, you first of all start with remembering that you're human. And that the person you're encountering, they're also human. Start there. We often think that the person that we're arguing with in a toxic moment is like they know what they're doing. Studies have shown that when we are enraged with fear or we are in fight or flight mode, we will do things that we would never do under normal circumstances. And I've heard the old saying, that's how you find out who a person really is. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the most dumbest, idiotic thing I've ever heard in my entire life. When the fact that you have chemicals that don't run through you normally are there, that may cause you to do or say something you would normally do, that does not determine who you are. That determines your level of tools that you have and the skill set for which to utilize them are present. And that, my friends, that measure can be raised. That's why you're listening to the video now. So don't say a darn thing. The next thing I want you to do, since you're not in your right state of mind, is I need you to breathe. Why? Because your heart rate is fluttering and your mind is moving rapidly. And the only thing that can slow it down is you getting present. Because in that state, that moment, you're on the defense. And when you're on the defense, nothing and no one can stop you. Slow down. Breathe. Breathing gives you the chance to just get present. And the thing about getting present is it removes you from this state in which you would probably knock someone off. You would probably say what you wouldn't say because you just haven't slowed everything down enough to think. And so you've got to grab a hold of breathing. That's why it's good. Listen, I don't like people to walk away from me during an argument. Please don't walk away. Please don't tell me you need time. But you know what? I don't know what's in their heart. I don't know what it's like for them. And the best thing I can do is allow them to do what they say they need to do so that they can speak and think clearly. You might want to do the same thing. In fact, you might be the person who needs to say, I'm not present. See, don't say I can't talk right now. They might miss that. But when you say something like, I'm not present, it's intriguing, but it's also honest. And I think many people can handle that reality. I'm not even here right now. I'm so in my emotions. I'm not here where we are. And take that walk, come back 15, 20 minutes later. Please, though, let it just be that. So, to breathe, to communicate you're not present. And I want to layer in a little bit more. When you're not in that state of mind, just open your eyes and look at the person you're talking to and ask yourself, who are they? Oh, no. I didn't say, who do they think they are? I said, who are they? When you think about you and the people you love, in that moment, that's probably who you're with. And in that moment, they're probably not in their right mind. So it's going to be necessary to bring to your consciousness, after you've been quiet, After you've breathed and gotten present, it's going to be necessary to bring to your consciousness. I hate when this happens, but it's okay. It's going to be necessary to bring to your consciousness who that person actually is in your life and to you. And that's going to take focus, well deserved focus. So slow it down, breathe, allow that person to get present. The next major thing I want you to do is I want you to just let your arms relax by your side in an open position. Just let it go there. And let them say whatever they're saying. Let them say whatever they're saying. Try to get clear, try to get past the moment, and just allow them to unload. I'm not going to let them run all over me. Oh, that's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about. We're saying you're trying to solve toxicity. And if you don't match that energy, guess what happens? It starts to come on down. It starts to come on down. And so the open position allows. Go for it. And then when they're done, ask them something snarky. Do you still love me? I love you. No, do you still love me? Are you still grateful we're together? You see, these tools, my friends, can change lives, change families, change hearts, change a moment. And I know you might not think it's relevant, but what you're doing by that is you're bringing them to the present moment. It's not avoiding the issue, it's getting rid of the toxicity. Now, granted, this is for relationships where you really do love the person and there is something at stake. If you're not really loving the person with something at stake, then why are you even arguing with them? Their opinion doesn't matter. I'm just saying, think about that. But as you open a space that way and you become vulnerable, you begin to create the possibility of a healing moment, or at least a heard moment. In many cases, people just want to be heard. They're feeling what they're feeling. They're in that moment, and guess what? 9 times out of 10 has nothing to do with you. Nothing. It's something that happened earlier in the day. It's something that's buried in their past they dug up. It's something in the back of their head that maybe you triggered, but that's not something to do with you. That's unresolved pain within them. You see, most people would probably argue with me, but that's because they argue. You don't have to argue. You can have debates and frustrating moments and still just talk. The goal is to disarm your loved one, not incentivize the energy. And as you begin to do that, you start to detox the toxicity of that moment. And it gives you a chance to win, heal, and grow your relationship like never before. Listen, I talk about stuff like this all the time. I love it. I love to be in exchange with you. Put your comments below. What do you do to help detox your relationships when they are in an argumentative moment? Also, join our free group, my free VIP group. Click the link, join. It's free. You just get stuff like this all the time beyond a YouTube video because you're interacting in community, and we go deeper and deeper and deeper, and you get a chance to ask questions, and I'll answer those when I can. But let's keep connecting. Let's take this thing off YouTube so we can get more people really centered around the topic and see how we can all grow and expand. In the meantime, subscribe, like the video, comment below, and share it with somebody you love. Peace.